Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Balance of Opinion Sports Podcast, which you got the host of the most amount of the planet, Yawa, King ECG, and Manila.
Yo, it's your boy, Vinci, star of the Eagle, Feed the Soul.
So, I know you guys are probably going to watch one or two videos. I have to do it now because I do it all the time with names. It's Dynamite Boxing, okay? Sometimes I be saying Dynastic or something else, but it's Dynamite Boxing, okay? You can see it at the bottom ticket here. Make sure you check them out. They're my peoples, so they should be your peoples, and I suggest you get with them for all your boxing needs, gear, all of that. Great family function in place, all right? Now that that's done, Da Vinci, Nick Wright, the guy who we try not to bring up too much on this podcast. Not saying that he's a bad person. He's a great father, great husband. He does all the right things. Good TV show host, okay? But somebody who lives with just analytics grinds my gears. Dude, I understand that you love a certain player. But what I'm seeing from this guy for these last couple of years has driven me to almost the brink of extinction. Like, I almost want to control all. No, just jokes. I'm not gonna say that. But he does get me frustrated to the point where, like, I need an ounce to the neck. You know what I mean? Like, I got to take an ounce to the head to just clear myself of these evil thoughts I have. But before we play, what we gonna play and then get back to discussing. How do you feel about Nick Wright?
Oh, come on, man. You already know how I feel about him, bro. I think he's a guy who lives on, like you said, analytics and stats, and he sits in front of his computer, and that's where he gathers the most of his information from. From the way the guy talks, he doesn't seem like he's one who has lived the sport, who has played it at any type of level, or watch it religiously, right? No.
Well, it is his job to watch sports. So
well, I hope
he does.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
Yeah.
Because everything he brings to the table is stats.
Yeah. And it's only pertaining to one player, but when you bring up stats for another, he seems to try to wipe that away. So you know what I mean? Very, very different. But anyways, before we go any further, okay? Let's just play exhibit number 1. Chris Broussard, you a real one. You're lucky I don't have my thing. I'd lick off a gunshot for you. I know you're a Christian man. We ain't shooting at nobody, but we doing like the Arabs do, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, this guy. But
I cannot objectively say LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. Nick, these total stats, total numbers, compiled stats, accumulated stats. You know that is not how we judge the greatest player. All right, in any of the sports, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the all-time leading scorer and third in rebounds, okay? Nobody ever brings that up when they say he's the GOAT. Nobody says Kareem's the GOAT for the most part.
Well, they should.
All right? Larry Bird isn't in the top 30 of anything, scoring, rebound, or assist. But there's not a reputable top 10 list, I bet including yours, that doesn't include Bird in the top 10. John Stockton has nearly 6,000 more assists than Magic Johnson. Yet Magic Johnson is universally regarded as the best passer of all time. So, no, we go more by per-game numbers. And here it is. We judge greatness more when we're talking about GOATs. What was your peak? As long as it lasted a significant length of time, we value your peak over your longevity. And look at this graphic for peak. Michael Jordan did more in 13 healthy seasons than LeBron has done in 17 healthy seasons. That's 4 more years. And look at that, more titles, more finals MVPs, more league MVPs, more scoring championships, more steals or assists titles, more defensive player of the year, more all defenses. Like, what? It's over. I'm
so
sorry.
disingenuous.
Right, it's right there.
See, but there you go. Well, you said it's over, and that's just what it's because you and I could make the exact same graphic.
Okay, maybe LeBron will win more rings and do more things.
Let's do all NBAs. Hold on. Let's do first team all NBAs. Let's do second team all NBAs. Let's do finals appearance. I could do the. Hold on. How about this? How about times leading the playoffs in categories? I could make the same thing. How many times did Jordan lead the playoffs in assists? Never. LeBron a half dozen times. How many times did Jordan lead the playoffs in rebounds? Of course never. LeBron a couple times. Like, with the reason you guys dismiss the numbers is because the numbers are so overwhelming. So here's what I would like you two to admit. That you guys decided long ago LeBron was ineligible. Because if after the 2016 finals, okay, well then let me ask you this. Then after the 2016 finals, the 3-1 comeback, the greatest three-game stretch in NBA history, if I would have asked you, what does LeBron need to do? Unless the answer was 6 rings, it's got to be 6 rings. If it's not 6 rings, there's not 6 rings. Even though Jordan was called the GOAT after 3 rings, got to be 6 rings. He's done it. And he's done it while proving people wrong. The 2 years after the 2016 finals, he took his team back to the finals both years, and you said per game. Okay, 34, 10, and 10 on 55%.
They got demolished.
Could he have played better? No.
So, yet again, it was a argument of, you know, whose numbers were better. Now, for me, and I'm only going to speak for me, I can't speak for the bench, okay? You look behind me, right? You see 3 players. 2 of them wear the same number. One is the original, the other one's the copycat. Okay? Kobe is my GOAT. But I'll never, ever. Kobe scored 81. Jordan never did that. Is that an excuse for me to say that Kobe is better than Mike? Kobe played on one team for 20 seasons, bro. 20 seasons. Is that a reason for me to go, oh, well, Jordan went to the Wizards? Like, I need people to understand this, okay? Jordan's resume is why we call him the GOAT. Explain to me another person that did a 3-peat, left for a year and some odd, came back and did it again. Tell me another player that did that.
Hey, can I just punch in something in what you're saying, and then you can continue?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Right? How many legitimate years did Michael play? 13, right?
13.
13. Just look up what he did in 13 years. That's it. Okay.
Hold on.
Continue.
You know what? Go ahead, sir. Keep talking for a minute here, because I got a picture that I have here. I just got to find it for a quick second. Where it is? Okay, here we go. So it goes, LeBron has played 1,363 games. MJ has played 1,072. If MJ were to play the same amount of games as LeBron, he would have a career total in points 41,026. Do you want me? You know that's way above Kareem.
Yeah.
Way above Kareem. So like, let's not. It's just like Tom Brady being the GOAT. And I know we're talking basketball, and I just want to bring this up so people understand where I come from, where I call Tom Brady the GOAT. For 20 some odd years, he stayed in one organization that got 6 rings. He did have a decade of nothing. Okay? Nothing. Pretty much the most conference championships. That's what he's got. Okay? Also, all the records in New England, they belong to him. He didn't jump from team to team to team to get rings. He stayed with one team, got all those rings, went over to Tampa Bay, got another one first year. LeBron's rings are spread out. Spread out. Tom Brady did a back-to-back. Yes, LeBron James had a back-to-back. Once. Yes, he brought Cleveland a proper championship. But let's stop with these foolish arguments about who's better between LeBron and Jordan. Jordan's the GOAT. You can call LeBron the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth is where I stop. He's a top 5 player of all time. Anybody who thinks otherwise is smoking something I don't even want to see.
Yeah,
And you know
absolutely.
me, I'm dubbed the LeBron hater. I'm in Skip's camp, okay?
Yeah,
They
no,
look at
that's
me
true.
as if I'm a parasite who's just leeching off this man's legacy. No, I'm not. I just don't like the way the man rocks. But at the end of the day, all the numbers are great. I love them. But come on, man, we gotta stop this. 3 peats, bro. 2 of them. 2 of them. That's the biggest. I don't care what you want to say about LeBron. Longevity, great. Lakers might not even make the playoffs this year. And he putting up numbers, right? 36, 50, 52. Remember what LeBron James's brand is. He makes players better. No excuse for this year. Go ahead, sir. I digress.
Well, let me start out by saying, LeBron, I appreciate you. You are one of the few that I've never seen, and I don't think I'll ever see again. You are something amazing. And listen, I think a lot of LeBron James fans are very insecure.
Bronxexuals.
I think they are very insecure, and I think they actually know the truth, and they know it's very hard to dethrone Jordan as the GOAT. So just like you see Shannon and Nick Wright and a few other like Perkins or whatever, a few more other people, you know, you see them, and they clearly what the only thing they want to bring up is stats. I understand LeBron James has more stats than MJ in a lot of categories. Cool, right? Um, if we were gonna base things on stats, like Chris Broussard was talking about in the video, wouldn't you say John Stockton is the greatest point guard of all time? Right? Okay.
Right?
You know, and is he considered the greatest point guard of all time? No.
No. It's
So
Magic Johnson.
and you see where I'm going with this. We can base it on multiple positions to see that. But it's just we've always seen this, and LeBron James fans, and to keep it real, even a certain type of LeBron James fans, they keep going back to the numbers. And if you're really going to take a close look at the numbers, in a short amount of years, like I just mentioned earlier, what Jordan has did, see, for me, there's more than stats. There's the hunger you play the game with. There's what you make your teammates better. There's all of these things that comes with the game, right?
Yep.
It's the angriness you play with. It's all of these things. These things all contribute to being the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
It's your star quality. It's how you change the game in certain ways that makes you the greatest of all time. And these guys, the only thing they have to back up their argument is stats. So every time me or you, King, we have an argument with a LeBron James fan, they can't give us no logical, balanced answers. It's just stats, 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 stats.
I mean, and even if they
And
want to go to stats, let's look at the accolades, right? 10
yeah,
scoring championships to 1.
hey, bro, I mean,
In an era where they say the big man is the key to a championship, he completely and utterly changed the narrative. Jordan did.
yeah, and listen, like I was saying, so for me now, my greatest player of all time is Kobe Bean Bryant. That's my greatest player of all time. You hear what I'm saying? That is my greatest player. I think he's the greatest player I've seen in my time, right? But yes, I have caught some of majority of Jordan's career, right? And even with that, I still cannot put Kobe over MJ. And I'm a diehard, and I mean I'm a diehard Kobe fan.
I'm a Kobe stan, bro. I'm
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here lighting up the air for Kobe.
And I
R.I.P. Mamba.
wouldn't dream of putting them over Jordan, right? I wouldn't dream of putting them over. And I wouldn't dream of putting LeBron James out of the top 5 or even the top 3. I wouldn't dream of putting LeBron James out of the top 3 greatest player of all time. Never. I think it's kind of ridiculous when you mention that. I'm sorry. And the thing is too, this is actually when LeBron James fans do this and these Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp, it actually hurts LeBron James. Because guess what? He's so great, you don't need to bring up stats. So when you bring up stats now, you make him look bad. Because he's so great in his own right. He's phenomenal. He's one of a kind.
Listen, the greatest small forward ever to play the game.
No one's come close to it. No one comes close to it.
But you see, if I say that, that's not enough. That's not enough.
Well, that's the thing, though. And you see, the thing is, you are going to look at too. Michael Jordan never came out in any sort of way and claimed close that he's the greatest. He never made any remarks about it or anything. That there right alone, a man is comfortable on his crown. He don't need to defend his crown. He's comfortable on his crown. And I think it's just shameful when LeBron James fans do this, because you don't need to do this. The man is arguably, he's up there, right? Right. You could give him second, you could give him third. I don't care where you put him, right? But the man is phenomenal. And I think that's the only thing they can bring to the table, and it's proven over and over and over. I mean, come on, man. And then 6 for 6. And if you want to talk about stats, 6 for 6, 6 MVP, defensive player of the year, scoring title. But so you want to talk stats? Let's talk stats that really matter.
Hold on, though. Remember, 13 years. If we were just to go 13 for 13, LeBron's already beat. He did more in less time. But you know what? Let's not go. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff we got to run through. Listen, I hope y'all make it to the end of this video. You see what we put right there. Jump in the comment section and let us know what y'all think. Give us your honest opinion, okay? And it's okay. You can tell us that we're wrong. I'm going to sleep perfectly fine, baby. You know what I mean? But just come with hardcore facts. Don't come with the dick riding, because that's not a form of transportation. All right? But anyways,
and
go ahead.
Also, listen, you come with anything, but guess what? Facts don't have feelings. Facts don't catch feelings. Just so you know.
Exactly. But yo, it's your boy King ECG and Manila.
It's your boy Nevinci.
Listen, top 5, subscribe. Okay? Top 2, hit that like button. Top 3, share the video, man. And like that, we gone.